Hey everybody, Carol Siddle here with Pink Dragon JJ. Just thought I would just show you what I'm working on. Figure why not? So I just decided to turn on the camera and just do a little video here. It's probably about, I don't know, around 6 o'clock p.m. I think my daughter's fixing chicken pot pie because it sure smells darn good in here. My room is right next to the kitchen. Sure smells good. But I was just working on Christmas stuff. I finished a boho journal that's in my YouTube channel right now. So I just thought I would just turn it on and just take you guys with me. What I use to make cards with, like I'll make journal cards. This is one that I just finished earlier today. There's the front. And this would be, I'll cut this into journal cards. And then on the back, I just use scraps of coffee dye paper and other papers that I have. I just keep those in a sack, and that's how I get my back's done. It's kind of a glare here, but you can see there's just all kinds of papers in here, and it's a great way to use up your scraps. And gives you a plain background so that people can still write on it. But that's the front, just a bunch of old digitals that I have. There are various people, I can't even, most of them, I think, well, Artie Mays, Antique Papery, some of these are just old books that I have, dictionary pages, you know, that kind of stuff. And how I do it is, I love to go to Goodwill and look for books, and I like to find books that maybe I can do these in. So I found this book. It's a, excuse me here, I don't want to hit my light. It's like a Hawaii book. It's got pretty pictures in it. I made some really pretty pictures, but I don't need them. So what I do is I take, now you can either do them in the book, you can make your collage sheets in the book, or you can take the page out and do it. I take them out and then I'll put them in the book to keep them flat, because it's heavy, and when it closes up, and I'll set something on it, and it helps flatten out the, like this, they kind of get where they'll turn up a little bit when you use the glue. But I had this one in there and it just flattened out great. So I just thought, why not do another one? I'm sitting here waiting on my dinner. So now I just printed a whole bunch of digis and papers that I have, and tickets, and you know, some of these I might use in a Christmas journal. I have no clue yet. I'm just really just starting the whole process. But it's all Christmas stuff from all kinds of people, Mrs. Coggs, things. Now this might have a bit of a glare on it. Sorry if it does. But I don't like to glue right on my desk. And I do have my glue book that I use. I think next time I get a book for a glue book, I want to get a bigger one. Because sometimes I have bigger pieces and it's harder to do it on these little books. I think this was a Reader's Digest book. So I'm just going to get started, and you guys can just craft along with me, or just watch and make your own. They're great for making your journal cards. And I'm using up digis, you know, because digis are beautiful, and it's a shame if we just use them one time to make a journal and then don't use them again. So that's what I like to do. And then I've got stuff already going for Christmas. So let's get started. Now I do like to use my tear ruler. Boy, that thing's dirty. It needs washing. It's got glue all over it. And the first thing I'll do is just tear off the white. Yeah, we'll try to. Tear off the white, and I don't worry about being too neat about it. It's not going in a journal. So I'm just tearing it to make it easier. I don't have to do it that way on a million little pieces when I cut it. There we go. Sometimes it's hard on the slick part. There we go. I don't know if it's me being left-handed or what, but sometimes I go against the grain. I feel like when I'm trying to do some of this stuff. Like, I can't do it this way because I can't tear with my right hand. I have to tear with my left. Okay, it's a little weird, but it is. So I just tear up pieces, and I tear them as I go. I don't really care, and I don't ink these because what I'll do is when I actually cut it into journal cards, I'll ink the edges on the journal card. I mean, and that's plenty. So, and I just use a good old Elmer's glue. It's what I've used for years. It's cheap. It's definitely, I've not had any issues where it's not worked or held the pages. So it's what I use, and it sticks pretty good. I was gonna try the Yoo-hoo, however you say it, glue, but it's just more costly for me. So, and this has worked, so that's what I use. You can use any glue though. Wet glues would be harder to use for this because it would get your paper all wet. This doesn't. So I would recommend using a glue stick or something, a dry glue. I guess it's not really dry, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I've got all kinds of pieces in here. I did these. I have several sheets where it's just, oh, forgot to tell you, I just on this one. Where it's just backgrounds, mostly. But I did do some because I like to layer. If you look on this, it's got layers. It's got the papers, it's got tickets, it's got numbers and just different pieces in here. Most of those come from Artie Mays and Tracy Fox. But there's some amazing people out there that do those kind of things. All you gotta do is do a search on Etsy. And once you have a digi, it's yours to use as long as you need to. I like it better than buying scrapbook paper, although I do buy scrapbook paper for some of my journals, but I don't use it as much as I used to because it's heavy. It weighs down the pages and makes it even. I already make big journals as it is, as hard as I try. And I try people. I really do try to make smaller journals. It just never comes out that way. I've even reduced the number of pages, and then they still come out thick because I do a lot of ephemera in my journals. I just think, if you're going to be paying for a journal, I want to put a lot of pretty stuff in there. And you can decide whether to use it or not, If somebody buys one of my journals, their journal, it's not mine. So I always try to think, what would you want to use, So we'll just slap this puppy right here in the middle. And this can go pretty fast. And I do like, if I can find it, there we go. Got an old washcloth. I like to use a rag to kind of push it down because my fingers will get sticky. Just to make sure I'm getting those corners and edges. See how it's starting to curl? Can you see that? I think I've got it in frame. Yeah, it's starting to curl right there. But that's okay, it'll flatten out. I promise you it will flatten out. Oh, this is pretty. I like this page. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. So let's... And I'm sorry if I don't remember where I got this. Some of these I've had for, a few years. I could probably go back in my computer and look, but right now it's not what I want to do. I want to get this done. So I can show you. I could have done this. Is that, I don't think that's proper English. Southerners are not known for proper English. let's see. I live in a town called Flowery Branch. I'm about 60 miles north of Atlanta. And about 2.5 hours from South Carolina. So, there we go. And it's okay if you use big pieces because you can crisscross and go over them and, you know, put something else over it if you want. Because once you get it filled in, then you can start doing your layers. You can layer all kinds of things. I've seen people put thin pieces of fabric. You can use doilies. You can use napkins. You know, Mod Podge some napkins on here. Somebody who's really good at doing that is Diane at Shawcraft One on YouTube. So she does a lot of that. I have some napkins, but they're in a box that is in my closet somewhere, that when I decided to do this today, I didn't feel like getting in there and trying to get that out. I am currently in the process of going to a chiropractor. I've been going for several weeks because I threw my back out not too long ago. That was fun. No, it wasn't, but let me tell you, it hurt all like crazy. Like crazy. I could stand up, but boy, it was painful. And my grandfather was a chiropractor, so I just found a new chiropractor down the street from me, and they're wonderful. It's like fun to go there. The girls in the front office, well, I'll just have to switch this up. They make me laugh all the time. They call me Trouble. That gives you a clue what I'm like, because I always have all these shirts, and a lot of them have funny sayings on them and stuff like that, and I always wear them when I go there, and it just cracks them up. And you know, the way things are right now, if we can make people laugh, that's a good thing. So I baked cookies for them the other week, I guess about a week ago. Made them all cookies and took them up there. Oh man, they were just so excited to get cookies. And you know, it cost me what? The cookies were buy one get one free at Publix, the packs. So it was like, I think I spent maybe $6 and a little bit of time. And it made them feel good, made them happy. And I'm like, that was fun. God, I didn't mean to slam that down like that. Sorry about that, people. So there, and see, this just starts coming together. Whew. This helps get your corners down too. But pretty stuff in here. Pretty stuff. I did her on the other one, so I don't want to use her again, but I do like this. I do like this Santa over here. He's pretty cool. I like the words in here. I use those. Pretty. It's Santa. Well, he's got some little reindeer. And I don't know what he's... Oh, that's his mitten. I'm like, what's he got in his hand? First I thought it was a beer stein. I'm like, I've never seen Santa holding a beer stein. I said, now that would be weird. It's actually not something I would put in one of my journals. No, I'm not against it. It's just a lot of people don't, or they want to give them away to kids or somebody. You know what I mean? Because I do like my wine. Let's do you, because you never know how you're when you cut your cards. Hands going everywhere. Can you tell I grew up in Cuba? I talk like a Cuban with my hands going everywhere. Okay, let's see here. Stretch it out. I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. But anyhow, because now's the time to start getting your stuff out. If you're going to do Christmas journals, now's the time. Because by the time you get them made, before you know it, Christmas is going to be close, and people are actually September and October is kind of when they buy their Christmas journals. So if you do it to sell, now's the time to get busy doing it. I just want the tree. Now's the time. Just, I try to, like, there's some people I know, Diane Shaw being one, who can do 6 journals at a time. I would lose my mind. I can't do more than 1 journal at a time. I'm like, I need to try that and see if I could. I've never really actually tried it, but just the thought of that boggles my brain. I'm one of these people who, I'm not quite sure how to say this. It's not a bad thing, but I don't want to sound like I'm an idiot either. I don't deal well with getting too many choices for something. I literally get brain freeze. If you were to give me 5 choices, it would take me forever to give you an answer because my brain would be like analyzing every single choice. And I don't do good. My bosses knew that about me, and they would laugh at me. And I'm just like, don't give me too many choices. Just I can't handle it. 3's kind of my max. I want to make a decision. I want to make it quick. I don't like too many choices. So doing 6 journals at once. Whew, that's a lot. That's a lot, people. So, and I get so focused on the one that I'm working on, I don't know if my brain would process switching to another one and then remembering what I needed to do on that one. But she keeps really good notes. I've seen her notebooks. She's got everything so well documented. Me, not so much. I don't write anything down. I just do it. I just grab my stuff and do it. And what happens, happens. She's got like all these great notebooks with all the stuff in it that she's gonna do, and what she's, well, a whole bunch of Project Life cards that's hit the floor over there. It's okay. I don't necessarily want to use her because I used her already. I like the little strip of holly here. I might put that right here. Oh, that'd be perfect right there. I don't want to cover up my angels. Oh, don't cover up the angels. So anyhow, I don't do that. But God bless them if they can. I mean, not that I wouldn't want to. I just don't think I... Now the Project Life... I got Project Life cards out to use. That's going to be another video, making my clusters, my Christmas clusters. I've been printing out a lot of stuff for those. And I tell you who's got great stuff to make clusters with is Tsunami Rose at tsunamirose.net. Tsunami, I think it's T. Okay, don't ask me how to spell it. Just kind of look it up. It's tsunamirose.net. She doesn't sell through Etsy anymore. But she's got some great digitals. I've got some older ones. I'm gonna get her new ones when I get paid. But like these are her older ones, and you can do them in color if you want. She's got all kinds of like Christmas cards and stuff. But all these are advertisements, and I just cut these out and I use them for the bases, for the material and stuff to make snippets with. So, and those are fun to do. Those are a lot of fun. Snippets are fun because you get to, it's like multimedia. Get to use all kinds of stuff. Okay, I hope I'm still, oh, fans blowing my stuff around. Let's find some different paper here. I've got all kinds of paper. There's some more holly. I don't think I want more holly. I need another background piece. But I don't want lined paper. Yeah, it's pretty, but it's just kind of plain. Oh, that's really pretty. I love poinsettias. That's how I grew up saying it. I hear some people say poinsettias. They grew wild in Cuba. I mean, we had them all up the whole side of our house in Cuba. They just grow wild everywhere. And the Cubans keep on base. We always call them poinsettias. I've just never known any other way to call them. But I do hear people say poinsettias. I don't know why the difference. I don't know if it's a north-south thing, but since I didn't grow up really in either one of those, I grew up overseas. I just don't understand the difference. So it must be a regional thing. If you know, comment, let me know. I've always been curious about that. Why some people say it one way, but I like poinsettias. That's how I've always said it. So. Now my mother was born in Portland, Oregon, grew up in Seattle, Washington, and then went to school in New York. That's where she met my dad. My dad was from the Bronx, New York, and he joined the service, and my mother was going to school in New York and needed a job, so she was a dance. She would dance. Oh, she could dance. My mom could dance. Little tiny thing. Wish I got in that gene, but I didn't. She could dance, and she worked for the USO as a dancer. And my dad saw her dance and went and introduced himself to her backstage and asked her out, and the rest was history. And oh gosh, I don't know how many years they were married when my dad passed. Both my parents are passed now. But yeah, I love that story. There's actually my mom, I have a picture of her where she's standing on the stairs backstage. I think she had a girlfriend take a picture of her. And then my dad got a picture of my dad in his uniform with her. Just love old pictures like that. And it's really cool if you've got those kind of memories and stuff. So, see, this is coming together pretty good. I've only got the two big spaces, and then I'll start adding the little pieces. See, you know what I don't have on here is the music. The music page, and I know I've got music paper in here. Let me see if I can find it without knocking everything over. Ah, well, I found it. I'm ripping it, but I did find it. Let me see, there's a long piece there. Get that out of the way. Just keeps turning on the glass. That's a little long. I don't want it quite that long. I need one of those little baskets where you can throw your trash in. I mean, I have a trash bag next to me, but it's like I'm constantly having to reach over. I see how people have them and they just throw the scraps in their bowls, or who has one? Roxy Creations. I know her name's not Roxy. I don't know why I said that, but she's got a really pretty little straw or like a woven basket, and she just flits her little scraps into there. I'm like, that's what I need, but this desk is so small. because it's only, my desk is 4 feet by 15 inches. So I've got to work within that. So there we go. Oh, this is actually coming together pretty quick. Okay, now here, I've got an awful lot of pictures. Don't want, I think I just want like, something like, well, that doesn't look Christmassy. Use this more backgroundish. You know what I mean? Just something just to, oh, it's not good. I love this page. Ho, ho, ho. She just looks so happy with her Christmas present. So let's, just need something lighter over here. I feel like I got light here and darker over here. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So let's just do that. Get rid of that. And this is something where you just really don't overthink it. Just rip glue, and because you're going to cut it up into squares anyhow. This isn't going to be one big, unless you use it for a page. I guess you could, but it'd be an awful thick page in your thing, in your journal. Just don't overthink it. Just get her done. Get it done, and because when you cut it up, it's really fun when you cut it to see how the journal cards turn out, because you're going to get pieces of this and pieces of that. It's always like, it's like, oh, what's it going to look like? So it's kind of cool. So. Now see, I don't know how long is this going. Okay, that was 27 minutes. I always finish the front first, and then I'll go to the back and do mine. And I probably won't do that on camera, because it's going to be, basically it's going to look just like this. Just different color papers. But just remember, don't do this on the back side, because you want to have room where people can write. And it's hard to write on all this and then somebody be able to read it. That somebody would be me. So maybe you could do that. I'm not so good at that. Okay, so I've got the bigger stuff on. Now let's start adding some little things. Let's do some words. These are Mrs. Coggs. I think I got these, oh gosh, I don't even know, last year, a couple years ago, when her digis, I mean, they're still on her site, and she's on Etsy. But it's that, and then it's also, it's called Christmas Phrases, or something along that line. Then it's also got, little things like that. I'll probably use a couple of those. I wish it would get cool enough to feel like Christmas, though. We're just now getting into the low 80s here in Georgia, North Georgia. I'm just so over summer. Over it. I'm ready for fall, cool weather. You know, it gets hard to make Christmas and fall journals. I really don't think I'm going to do any fall journals this year. I did them every year, but I think I'm just going to go straight into Christmas and get Christmas. I'd rather do more Christmas journals. Because fall, it's really short. People are wanting to go right into Christmas. We decorate early. Yes, we are one of those. We decorate 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. but we still celebrate Thanksgiving and still are thankful. It doesn't interfere. It just looks really pretty with the trees. So, and since we got this house this year, I think we're gonna have, I think my daughter said 5 trees. Oh well, that's just gonna have to stay there till I'm done. It's not gonna come off. It's not coming off. Takes me forever to deglue my fingers at the end of the day. Let me see, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll put that. Let's just do it like that. Like I said, you don't know how these are gonna end up. I tend to put the words, like the phrases like this, closer to the edge, so they do end up not cut in half. Or because I usually do journal cards, like 3x5 or 4x6. 4x6 that's a photo size, so that's a pretty good size journal card. And my journals usually are 8.5 by 5.25, something like that. So that's that takes up a lot. So I tend to actually just do the 3. Sometimes I'll do 3.5 by 4. You know, it just depends. But you get my drift. Don't make unless you just want big journal cards. Now I do like to do some occasionally on the pages where I do big ones, but I don't do a lot of them just because they take up, you know, you want to, like I said, I put a lot of ephemera on mine, and people, you know, some people say I do a lot of blank pages so that people have room to write. Well, the journal cards are meant to be written on. They're not meant to just be there to be pretty. I mean, they are. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they are. But they're also meant to be written on the back. That's why we leave the backs plain, so that y'all can write on them. And I think it's neat. It's like where you can just put thoughts that are kind of hidden in a way. Or, you know, you can put a picture on the back of them. Things like that. So, journals are made to be used. They're made to be written in and used. My niece, I gave her one for her graduation a couple years ago. It was a big one. It was like a gypsy. And I just saw her. She was up here. She lives in Florida, and she was up here recently. And her boyfriend was telling me that that's one of her favorite things. He says she always gets it out in the evening and writes in it or sticks things in it, like tickets where they've been to shows and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get out some numbers. Let's get out some numbers. I'm going to be cutting this off pretty soon. Let's get that one. Oh, you know what? I keep a bag of the stamps I use all the time, or the most, right next to me. I know it's a big bag. I don't use all these all the time, but like these are like favorites. But I want to put like, I don't know if I kept my big numbers out. Those might be in another one. But I do have one that has numbers. Oh, this works. I've got Christmas stamps too. Oh, I need to get those out. Maybe for the next one I do. I always rip and try to get stuff back in. I always rip the little bags that come in and end up using. I'm just not good at keeping it in the back, those little cellophane. I don't know how people do that because I can't do it. It's like, man. Oh. I don't think you stick it down right, Carol. I am not the most coordinated person. Definitely not the most coordinated person. Okay, let's get this a little straighter. So I can't even get that straight. There we go. Always turn your stamps over and look at them. You don't know how many times I've stamped something backwards. More times than I like to count. Okay, nice stays on. Let's do 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always count to 5 because it takes your paper a few minutes. I'm just knocking stuff, slinging stuff everywhere over here. Oh, it's those Project Life cards. They're not playing nice with me. It takes a few seconds for your paper to accept the ink. Why is that? Oh, that's the... Oh, I thought it was the 2. It's the 5. Oh my god. I have more issues than I know. Why won't it fit? Because it's the wrong number. Oh my gosh. I told you. I told you. Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's an airplane on here. I think I got this at Tuesday morning. Loving this. 20. Oh, that'd be neat on some journal cards. Or like tags. Do 21. Or just stamp it with 21. Yeah, those are made to fit in there. That's cool. I didn't notice that. I did all that just to do that 2-5. But before I finish this one, I'm going to get out those Christmas stamps. I got some really cool ones that I got from Tuesday morning last 2 years ago. Now I do want to... God, did I throw that too? Lord. Shoot, didn't hit the carpet. Man, I don't know what I did. I just like got wild here or something. Stuff like this, I like to ink around the edges. I don't want to get ink in my desk, on my desk. Okay, so pow. So I hope everybody's having a good evening and looking forward to a long weekend. For those of you that are still working for a living, I hope you, whether you stay home or go somewhere, hope you have a good time and enjoy your time off. So I'm going to the mountains. I'm excited about the weather. The weather's supposed to be gorgeous too. Let's just put this here. I'm trying to find numbers with red and green. I like this one. I like this one. It's got red and green. I could do it like right there. And I don't care what direction these go, because like I said, by the time you cut your card, it's going to totally look different than how it's looking on this page. Okay, so let's just put it going this way. What time is it? Okay, it's like almost right at 40 minutes, so I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and work on this. But you get the idea. You know, just do layers. You can do as many layers as you want, as you're comfortable with. And like I said, the back goes quick because if you're just using scraps of paper, and you don't have to use just brown. You can use whatever you want. It's your collage sheet. Do what you want. This is just what I'm doing. So anyhow, just thought I'd stop by and have fun with y'all. So take care. God bless, and have a great weekend. Bye.